Class of 2018, how good looking is this group? How excited is everyone this evening? Good. Now, graduates, I asked you at orientation, at graduation, who's going to be clapping loudest for you? And I want to know if they're here tonight. Are they here? All right, they made it. Good. I'm glad we are now officially in graduation mode. It's no secret that CIV faculty are incredible and are incredibly talented, but a few of them have their own secret talents. And so tonight, to sing our national anthem, I am happy to introduce Chef Brigitte Ruth.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All right, you guys can. Thank you, Chef. My name is Andy Gladstein. I'm the campus president of the Culinary Institute of Virginia. It's my pleasure to formally welcome you to CIV's 2018 commencement ceremony. Woo! There's no event each year that CIV staff and faculty look forward to more than graduation. This is our Super Bowl, and tonight we couldn't be prouder of the team we have out on the field. The best part of our Super Bowl is that there's no second place. Each and every one of you has earned a spot on a winning team through your dedication, perseverance, and performance. You have endured a rigorous season that in hindsight went by fast. Each of you has had good days that built confidence and rougher days that ultimately made you stronger. Through it all, you kept an eye on the prize: completion, finishing what you started, graduation. For the class of 2018, your timing could not be any better to fulfill your CIV contract and enter free agency. The employment opportunities that exist for you as passionate, skilled culinary professionals have never been greater than they are right now. The food service industry is literally booming. New hotels are being built, restaurants are opening. In industries such as healthcare, assisted living, retirement communities, food has shifted from a necessary evil to a featured amenity. With opportunity and abundance, you, graduates, get to choose the team you want to play on next. Before you start thinking about next season, let's focus on celebrating the moment and give thanks to those who helped along the way. So after the big game, who were the first to be thanked by any winning team? The fans, right? It's always the fans. Well, based on the energy in this room, I would say that the class of 2018 has some of the best fans in the world. Graduates, your fans are behind you tonight just as they've been all season long. Please take a moment, stand up, and give them the recognition they deserve. The thank yous continue with acknowledgement of team ownership. We are privileged tonight to have with us the man who founded ECPI University 52 years ago, Mr. Alfred Dreyfus. Mr. and Miss Alfred Dreyfus have never missed a CIV commencement ceremony. Let's not forget the coaching staff, for your win tonight is as much theirs. Class of 2018, please join me in thanking the faculty and staff of Culinary Institute of Virginia for the personal commitment they've made to the individual success for each of you. While we're proud of every team member tonight, there are some that we're honored to stand next to every day. I'd like to ask graduating active or retired service members to stand up to be recognized. And, don't sit down yet. While you guys are standing, I'd also like to invite anybody in the auditorium this evening, any retired service members, first responders, please stand up so we can thank you for the... We sincerely thank you for your bravery and sacrifice, as without it, the freedom and safety we enjoy every day would not exist. So thank you to all of you. Finally, no thank you speech would be complete without mention of Mom. Please join me in thanking Donna Danner, the unofficial campus mother of CIV Norfolk, for her leadership in planning tonight's ceremony as we invite her to the podium to lead our opening prayer.
Good evening, everybody. Please bow your heads. We have come together tonight to celebrate the accomplishments and hard work of the graduating class of 2018. Graduates, be thankful for the support you have received from your family, your friends, your teachers, and your fellow students. May you always remember the dream that inspired you to further your education, and remember to always be kind to one another. We ask for God's blessing on you and your families. May you continue to seek out ways that will allow you to contribute to society, both in your work community and the community where you live. Amen.
Hello, class of 2018. Y'all sound like you're excited. A little bit? Finally. All right, I'm here to talk to you this evening about the Fellowship Award. The Fellowship Award is bestowed to a graduate who has not only excelled in the area of academics, but has made an impact on their fellow classmates, instructors, and campus as a whole. We are very pleased to select 2 Fellowship Award recipients representing both our Norfolk and Newport News campuses. Both graduates have consistently demonstrated professionalism, academic achievement, volunteerism, and community involvement during their enrollment with the Culinary Institute of Virginia. This year's Norfolk Campus Fellowship Award winner is one of those students whose passion for the culinary arts is demonstrated by her unabashed joy in doing the work well and sharing it with others. Graduating from both the Culinary Arts and Baking and Pastry Arts program with a perfect 4.0, as well as perfect attendance, the Norfolk Fellowship Award goes to Susan Maryhugh.
Thank you. Thank you. When I was told that I had been voted to receive the Fellowship Award, as Donna can attest, I think she was concerned, I was speechless. I'm overwhelmed with the honor, so I'm going to try to get through this speech. And I want to thank the staff and the faculty for believing in me in such a momentous and moving way. I also want to thank my family and friends for all of the support that they gave me on this journey. From the bottom of my heart, thank you. Most of us are familiar with the term starting from scratch. It's a figure of speech that essentially means starting over with a project. It is actually a metaphor drawn from baking that means to start from the beginning with nothing but raw ingredients. No box, no pre-measured ingredients, and no instructions. For some, it's in relationships. For some, it's professionally. A little over 2 years ago, I made one of the biggest decisions of my life. I decided to leave the career I had worked in for almost 30 years and start over professionally from scratch. I had come to realize that I was no longer truly happy in my former career and that the stresses were having a negative impact on me mentally and physically. In the preceding years, I had experienced several personal challenges, including a divorce, the loss of both my parents, the loss of an uncle, and almost losing my aunt, the older, better, wiser Susan. I had come to understand how precious life is and that it's incumbent upon all of us to do our best to create a life that fulfills us. At that time, I didn't know what type of career I was going to pursue, just that I needed to find something I was passionate about. As my family and friends know, food has been my hobby for as long as I can remember. Cooking, reading, eating, watching, talking about food. It is truly a passion. We've all heard the saying, if you pursue a career doing something that you love, you will never work a day in your life. Not knowing what to expect or what I would ultimately do, I decided to enroll in culinary school. And because of their reputation, in my mind, CIV was the only choice. The enthusiasm about CIV was evident from my first meeting with two of CIV's best admissions cheerleaders, MJ and Jenny. Encountering that much positive energy on the onset was exciting. What I quickly came to realize was that the same energy and enthusiasm was prevalent throughout the staff and chef instructors. It was an atmosphere that I wanted to immerse myself in, and from the beginning, the opportunity to volunteer was encouraged. Being a first-time college student, 34 years after graduating high school, was a little daunting. I felt like taking the advice of the professionals at CIV was in my best interest. Little did I know at that time just how significant that decision would be. When asked what I feel most strongly about with my experience at CIV, I didn't even have to think about my response. My answer, the staff and faculty. As students, we took a variety of classes that were taught by a variety of the chefs and instructors. As any student can attest, different chefs have different styles and often somewhat different methods of accomplishing the same task. Just recently, thanks to Chef Patton and Chef Rachel, I learned a new way to peel and dice a melon. Anyone that had Chef Burroughs for Serve Safe knows all about Dookie water. And if you had him for Meat Fab, you know all about the tasty cut of beef that comes from the cow's Speedo. Chef Wadsworth can show you how to carve sculptures with a chainsaw and how to do the ever-popular tourné cut behind his back. One thing that is universally consistent, though, is the willingness of all of the chefs, instructors, and staff to help students in any way needed. They truly want students to learn and succeed. And while all the instructors were extremely helpful in the labs and classrooms, having the opportunity to work with them through various volunteer opportunities was as educational, if not more so. Volunteers work side by side with the chefs and experience learning in a hands-on environment. As MasterCard ad says, priceless. Priceless not only because of how much you can learn, but also by having the opportunity to get to know the chefs better. In some cases, to feel comfortable approaching them as the incredible resources that they are, and in some cases, personally, having the opportunity to develop relationships and friendships that will last long after graduation. Who would have thought that volunteering to help Chef Kilby with the perfect pairing competition would lead to being encouraged to actually participate in the competition? For me, it led even further to having the opportunity to work side by side with the incredible creativity of Chef Miller, coming in second place and winning scholarship money. That was the first of many opportunities to work alongside Chef Kilby, who not only became the instructor I had the benefit of learning from in most of my classes, but has since become a close friend and mentor. Transitioning from the culinary program to the baking and pastry program offered me the opportunity to work closely with classmates in a team environment. The opportunity to help each other through our individual strengths and to work with the ever enthusiastic and talented Chef Lewis. As is the case with many educational environments, students also have the opportunity to meet and get to know other students. My volunteerism in Casual Gourmet and with CIV Food Truck led to the opportunity to work on the truck on a weekly basis, and now additional off-site projects with the truck and with Elise Newman. I can honestly say that I have met and developed friendships that, like with some of the instructors, will last long after graduation. These relationships are the new essential ingredients needed as I start the new phase of my life. Making the decision to become involved in CIV as much as possible brought so much to my life personally and professionally. It has helped me understand the importance of being committed in whatever we choose to do. It's important to take time to fully experience whatever life brings us. I started this journey not sure what I would do with my education after graduation. While I'm still not 100% sure what to do, what I do know is that I've received an education far more important than culinary techniques. I would encourage all graduates to follow their hearts and their passions. Be involved in life. Appreciate the relationships you develop. And be true to yourself, and you will be successful. Thank you.
The Culinary Institute of Virginia's Newport News Campus Fellowship Award winner is a retired veteran who decided to start his second career in the culinary field. From the beginning, he has been a model of professionalism in and out of the classroom, upholding high standards for himself as well as his classmates, inspiring them to perform to the best of their abilities. Hot off the plane from completing the Disney Culinary program in Orlando, this year's Newport News Fellowship Award winner is Orlando Green.
Hello, graduates. That was news I needed at Disney, because Disney is a grind. I was in the middle of, I want to say, 8 days in a row of 12-hour shifts, and then you called me. And I never answered my phone at Disney, but I answered it that day, and it was a Virginia number, and it was Ms. Hicks telling me I had won this award, and yes, it caught me by surprise. So I'm honored to receive this. Good afternoon, fellow Culinary Institute of Virginia graduates, instructors, staff members, alumnus, family, and friends. First and foremost, I want to thank God for this incredible opportunity of being on this stage. At this point in my life, because through Him all things are possible. I would also like to thank every program chef, instructor chef, teachers, and administrative staff for placing incredible trust in me and my abilities as a culinary student in selecting me for such a prestigious award. The Culinary Institute of Virginia is a place we affectionately refer to as CIV. It is more than just two campus locations in Norfolk and Newport News. It is a fraternity of professional culinarians who are forever bonded and driven by our passion to cook professionally and to create amazing dishes. I know what you're thinking. Who is the old guy standing on stage? Is he a student? Yes, I'm a student. I started CIV after having the awesome privilege to serve our great nation for 31 years as a proud member of the United States Air Force. I chose to pursue my passion to become formally trained in culinary arts after that. That is the uniqueness of CIV students. We come from every race, creed, gender, demographic, and generation. Baby boomers and Generation X and Y in the same classroom leads to some interesting discussions at times, to say the least. Although we come from different backgrounds and perspectives, we all started in the same place on our culinary journey. Essentials for success, culinary skills, and then culinary techniques. We learn through constant repetition and professional guidance how to skillfully employ precision knife cuts to create julienne, bâtonnet, brunoise, and to tourner fruits and vegetables. Who knew that carefully transferring one item from one spoon to another created a beautiful quenelle? We looked in awe as the second-year students walked around campus with their shoulders back and with their black hats proudly on display. It became our goal to trade our white hats in for the respective wearing of the black hats. We learned how to successfully cook the 6 French mother sauces, and our courses became progressively harder and harder. At times, we would swear we were stuck in an episode of Hell's Kitchen. We journeyed through kitchen courses such as pantry kitchen, front-of-the-house management, meat selection and utilization, a la carte, international cuisine, and garde-manger. Who can forget the baking and pastry courses that Chef Miller and Chef Roth taught us the perfect way to make breads and pastries, and yes, there is a perfect cookie. We had nightmares about the formulas in procurement and food service cost control, and costing out recipes in plate costs and a la carte. We will never forget Chef Burrow's passion for music, jokes, and pointing out to our muscles in comparison to the carcass of the protein we were working on that day. Who can forget the 7 primal cuts? We feared Chef Cook would shut down production if our workstations in the production kitchens were too messy, and we witnessed Chef making 86 a dish or two doing live meal service in a la carte. We cringed to hear these words, "That sauce is broken," or "No way are we serving that today. That's ugly. I didn't teach you that in fundamentals." We saw Chef Eaton peeking from behind the bar, probably with a small extinguisher in his pocket, as we prepared live table-side service of steak Diane or bananas Foster. Nothing like the impressive mixing of a large flame and combustible alcohol at the table by a student. Chef Eaton, we never expected her weave to be that long. Chef DeLargy encouraged us and fussed us out by saying, "Come on, people, this is your second year. I'm not signing your diploma or letting you graduate cooking like that. You know how to cook potatoes." We all felt the constant stress, class after class, during the kitchen production finals with the clock running and our show plates due in 1 minute. The dreaded words we never wanted to hear. "Are you sure you want to submit that?" That was the beauty of our culinary journey. We became one team. We learned to put aside our differences. We bonded and we cooked with passion. They prepared us for the culinary industry. Finally, without our family and friends, we could not make it, as they sacrificed every step of the way, as a weekend was just another work day in externship or another day to get caught up on homework in an accelerated program. Please take a moment today and hug them and thank them. My fellow students, I wish you clear skies and a warm breeze at your back on your professional culinary journey. Go out there and cook with creativity, passion, and purpose. Let the industry know CIV graduates are a force to be reckoned with. Thank you, and God bless you all.
How's it going, graduates? Nice ring to it, doesn't it? Graduates, family and friends, faculty and staff, it is my distinct pleasure to introduce our keynote speaker for this evening, an inspiring leader and mentor with a true chef soul and a professional career spanning over 20 years. Now the executive chef and owner of Zachary's Barbecue and Soul, as well as his consulting business, Chef Soul Enterprises. Please give a warm CIV welcome to Chef Keith Taylor.
I'm amazed to be here. I also have a timer because I know that everyone's ready to really get to the real celebration. So I'm not going to take too long. I want to tell you guys a few things I think are important. I'm not even going to bother talking about myself. I'm going to talk about the things that I think are important to you when you walk out of here and step into another kitchen. Things that you need to know, things that you need to do. And the question of the hour is, what can I teach you? How can I even, in the slightest way, prepare you to be ready for what comes next? So I asked myself, how did I get here? After a lot of thought, and it took a lot of thought, I realized there have been a few life lessons that changed everything about me. And they shaped the culture that I try to create in every kitchen that I've led and the franchise that I'm building for my kitchen teams at Zachary's BBQ and Soul. Many of them are about life and leadership. And other lessons I've learned through my ups and downs over 30 years, and many of them just happen to apply to very well to recent graduates like yourselves who are chomping at the bit to join the real world, the real kitchen world, where you're going to do the thing that you do best and you've been waiting to do for so long, for someone to let you loose and say, I can cook. And it's a big thing. It's a big, big thing. What I'm going to talk to you about is just a couple things, and for you, the class of 2018, I'm going to give you a few chef soulisms, as my staff says, and they sure know how to do my voice and do what I do very well when I'm not standing there. One of them is one of the big things that I teach where I'm at. We have something called the core values of Zachary's, and they're 5 words. In my business, the culture of what we do is everything, and every kitchen that you step into is going to have a culture. At Zachary's BBQ, and within the realm of something we call the Chef Soul Army, we have 5 things. They are called grace, action, leadership, pride, and honesty. Those are the 5 key words of everything that we embody in our kitchens. So I'm going to break them down a little bit for you, and they may not be the values or the culture that is in the kitchen where you go to, but I can tell you that there are some core values that you may want to take with you in your own personal journey to be a chef. And no chef would be disappointed if they saw that you kept those 5 qualities. In my kitchen, grace, which is a very, very biblical term, which came from my grandparents and where I came from, grace means everything. You're working on this team, and it's an internal and an external value. Because within your team, think about how many of you have jobs. Just raise your hand really quick. We don't have a lot of time. All you guys got jobs, and every time you go to work in a kitchen, there's somebody who might make a mistake to the left of you, or someone who's doing something very just wrong to the right of you. And if you don't have the ability to just say to them, hey, this is how you do it, instead of saying something less than complimentary, well, you have to have that grace because you want that to come back to you, and you want to share that with them. It is a great core value to have, and it's one of the things that I think are ridiculously important, whether you're the 3rd man down on the garde manger line or you are the executive chef, being able to have the grace to be able to say, let me help you. Let me come up alongside of you. Very, very important. Action. I can't say it enough. Action is that thing that sometimes when you come to school, you're tired, you're just not feeling well, had a long night, and I tell people, one of the most important things that you can have in the kitchen is a sense of urgency. When you go into a kitchen, one of the things that's expected of you, the chef just expects your hair to be in the wind. When you go to that new kitchen, no matter what's going on, no matter what you have to do, having that sense of urgency, having your sense in the wind, being ahead of time and knowing what it is that your mise en place and things that have to be ready, things that you have to do, that sense of urgency comes everywhere because at the end of the day, that's all the customer expects. And if everybody on that team has that sense of urgency, that is a value that makes everyone bring it forward to the customer. The next important one that comes out to me, and I think that you will be able to take with you all the time, is the sense of leadership. I bring up this sense of leadership because it's one of these things that I say, everyone thinks that the chef is the leader. And the truth is, the chef is the leader that is teaching other people how to lead. So at the end of the day, like I said, if you're that third guy down in the garde manger line, you're not just an employee, you're a leader in all things. If you're not making the right cuts, if you're not checking food temperatures, if you're not on top of sanitation, if you're not doing all of those things that are part of that job, that are so important that gets to the end of the day to the customer, you're not really being a leader. And your chef, or your sous chef, or the manager, they need you to be leaders, and they are empowering you to be leaders. You're prepared, and this school has prepared you so well to actually be able to do that job. The next thing that I say to yourself, and I think is just incredibly important, is pride. And I don't mean pride when I talk about the fall of man. I talk about pride in everything that you do. We have a rule, and I have kids in my school kids in my kitchen, stagiaires that are, some of them are 16 years old, and have people that work in the kitchen as old as I am that are 50. But that pride piece, I have a very simple rule. Would you serve it to your mother? And it's probably one of the most important things where my guys get it. I could just look at them, and they may look back at me and say, you know, chef, this isn't right. I'm like, yeah, you know it's right, because you wouldn't give it to your mom. And everything that you make, everything that you do, everything that you serve, every cut you make, every steak temp that you do, you have to say to yourself, if I could put it into you in any other way, I don't know if I could, but I think the best thing you can ever remember, forget the word pride, just ask yourself, would I serve it to mom? And the minute that you ask that question, you'll know whether or not it passes muster and it goes across the line. The last word that I have, and I think it's the most important one, is honesty. I ask for honesty in all my staff. Nothing is worse, and everyone here, including myself, has made mistakes. I'll give you a quick story. Before I became Chef Soul, when I was, I think, 17, my name was Chef Burn 'em Up, okay? And I was Chef Burn 'em Up because I wanted to do this great job, and I worked in some hamburger joint, and I had to put these hamburger buns, and I had to toast them ahead of time. And I wanted to do such a good job that I'd put them all in the sheet pan, I'd stick them in the broiler, and I'd go do another job. And before I could go back and look, they were on fire. And I remember the chef saying, "Get him off the line now!" And he didn't fire me. He shared grace. He let me burn up hamburger buns to the point that I shouldn't even got a paycheck that week, all right? But in reality, being able to have the kind of honesty, and back to honesty, to be able to say to yourself, you know what, I've got to work harder. No, that wasn't somebody else's fault. No, someone else didn't distract me. I have to own that, and that's how you grow. That's how you get to the point where you're not burning buns and you're moving on to another job. And it seems like a very small thing, but it's very, very big. I prepared one last piece to talk to you about, and it's just two other things that I like to do. And they're called just small chefisms, and it reads like this. You have to have a plan when you walk out of here. And you may not know where you're gonna go or where you're gonna work. Lord knows I was this little boy in a small town in North Jersey, and I didn't know I was gonna be a chef. And when I thought about being a chef, I never knew that I would work at Disney or all the different things that I've done or lead companies. But here are some things that I thought. A fool with a plan can beat a genius with no plan. So I'm telling you right now, I want you to think about where you're gonna go and what you're gonna do. And remember some of those values, because those values are gonna help you build the plan and be good at whatever that plan is. The next thing I wanna add is work hard, come early, stay late. You've worked hard to get here and have every right to celebrate, but your degree is not the end. It is a means. You've got to hit the pavement and continue to prove, because once you've been invited to dinner, you've got to bring the duck. Your education is a tool that you now have to move forward in your strategic plan. Nothing will substitute for old-fashioned hard work. And that's the thing that chefs expect, and those are things that are going to help you grow. I tell anyone who will listen that the most critical trait for success in the workplace is hard work. So set and maintain a good work ethic. That's the way leaders have to approach it to be successful. All of us, your parents, your family, your friends, and your teachers are counting on you to step up and live your values and to make a difference. It won't be easy, but when I look around this room and I see all the love and talent in the room, I have all the confidence in the world that this class of 2018 will make us proud. You will never have more energy or enthusiasm, hair, brain cells than you have today. So do not be afraid to break a few eggs along the way. That is the only way you learn how to make a better omelet. Make sure you thank your mothers, your fathers, your brothers, your sisters. If you're fortunate enough to have the blessings of husbands or wives, give them a big hug of thanks, because when you find a spouse or someone who will tolerate the hours and patience in every chef, you need to put a ring on it and never let go. And finally, be sure to thank the family of instructors and administrators here at the Culinary Institute of Virginia for doing their very best to prepare you for the great career that lies ahead of you. Remember to eat well, pour love into every task, share your best with every soul you encounter, and I wish you good luck and congratulations to the class of 2018. Now go break some eggs.
Wow. Yeah, as a token of our thanks. Thank you. We're going to fumble. Oh. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Congratulations, Culinary Institute of Virginia class of 2018. I am proud to be in front of you today, and am sincerely thankful for the support that your families, friends, peers, and employers have given you. For without them, you may not be here today. I have watched as you have grown as culinarians, pastry artists, food service managers. Although there were times that it seemed as though there was no end in sight, you have stayed the course. Be proud of your accomplishments. You have chosen to be a part of the hospitality industry, a career path that is both demanding and at times unforgiving. Embrace education and focus on what you don't know. As you continue down this path, you will have successes, you will have failures. As you reflect on your successes, look for ways to improve on them. You are members of the hospitality industry. As a part of this industry, your main goal is to strive to make each guest experience better than the one before. Congratulations, Culinary Institute of Virginia's class of 2018. You should be proud of yourselves. At this time, I'd like to recognize several students for their academic achievements, 2 awards that I am very sincere about. First certificates, Perfect 4.0, Susan Maryhu, Applied Science and Culinary Arts. Congratulations. You want to stay up here for a second? Also, Susan Maryhu for a 4.0 grade point average in Applied Science and Baking and Pastry Arts. I'd like to recognize Brian Clemens, Perfect 4.0. Chris Konjerski, 4.0. Cara Gonzalez, 4.0. Next are for perfect attendance, Susan Merrihew, perfect attendance. I think she needs a cart. Chris Konjerski, perfect attendance. Cody Constant, perfect attendance. Marlette Grant, perfect attendance. Laura Lewis, perfect attendance. Rashad Powell, perfect attendance. Taylor Tetlock, perfect attendance. And Heather Dia, perfect attendance. Just, we're gonna just
Kind of rile 'em up again. Congratulations, award winners. How's everybody doing out there? You know what's coming up next? Anybody know what's coming up next? That's right. I am delighted to invite Chefs Dave Miller and Chef Charles Delargy up to the podium to begin presentation of degrees and diplomas to the class of 2018. Bachelor's of Science. All right, now presenting with the Bachelor of Science in Food Service Management, Theodore Aliati. Zachary Bennett, graduating cum laude.
Kristen Bevins, graduating cum laude. Carrie Callender, graduating magna cum laude. Rachel Compton. Nicholas Kraft. Yaved Cubero Ortiz. DeKayla Flemister. Graduating summa cum laude, Jamise Freeman. Jada Gaines. Maya Jones. Graduating summa cum laude, Jessica Marchette. Marco Mariquin. Congratulations. Alma Matthias. Sterling McMorris. Maddie Owens. Richard Pence. Kristen Perry. Betsabe Sayers. Graduating summa cum laude, Samantha Lee Smith. Graduating summa cum laude, Dana Strickland. Renee Swank. Graduating magna cum laude, Miranda Walsh. Graduating with the Bachelor's of Science in Food Service Management and the Associate of Applied Science in Culinary and Applied Nutrition, Kelly Way. Brianna Welcher.
Goodness, what happened to that?
Brianna Wilkerson. Congratulations. Graduating cum laude, Emily Wright. Graduating with the Associate of Applied Science in Baking and Pastry Arts, Destiny Butts. Gabby Carmona. Graduating summa cum laude, Brian Clemens. Graduating cum laude, Leah Dates. Graduating summa cum laude, Samantha Ferran. Graduating summa cum laude, Marletta Grant.
Graduating with the Associate of Applied Science of Baking and Pastry Arts, summa cum laude, Sarah Hayes. Jada Hayward.
Jason Hill.
I gotta shake your hand too, buddy. We go way back.
Graduating magna cum laude, Tremaine Hill.
Graduating summa cum laude, Bailey Hogg. Hogg. I said it wrong anyway. Mark Holloway Sr.
Graduating summa cum laude, Laura Lewis. Graduating summa cum laude, Susan Merrihew. Ainsley Martin. Magna cum laude, Kyle Murray.
Crystal Now Banks.
Courtney Polston.
Good place. I like that.
Brandy Pritchett.
Yeah. Graduating magna cum laude, Kimla Smith. Amanda Steechel. Rashada Webb.
All right. Graduating with the Associates of Applied Science in Culinary Arts, Eric Aldrich. Timothy Ames.
Marjorie Arriaga, MJ.
Breon Bacchus.
You got this much faster this year.
With the Associate of Applied Science in Culinary Arts, Shauna Bailey. Graduating with the Associate of Applied Science in Culinary Arts, Randy Baldwin.
Megan Bancroft. Congratulations, Megan. Thank you.
Brian Battenfeld. Kiana Bell. William Benjamin Jr. Anthony Blakey.
Deja Blanchard. Summa cum laude, Jasmine Brennan.
William Brockman. M. Renee Brown.
Oh, Willie. Willie burst in the third.
Austin Butler.
Nellie Ann Carlson.
Graduating cum laude, Alyssa Clark.
Give me that. Kimmy, cool as a cucumber, Beyonce Coates. She paid me for that. Kiera Cobbs.
Charlene Coleman. Graduating summa cum laude, Chris Konjerski. Graduating cum laude, Cody Constant. Yolanda Cook.
Chris Cooper. Hey, Janelle. Did you get your phone call? Janelle Cruz. Hey.
Thomas Crouch. Dino Dambra.
Tejane Daniels. Rayvon Danielson. Asha Deacon. It's not yours.
Graduating cum laude, Lyle Delacruz.
That one was not mine.
Robert Dembo. Paul Dixon. Kendall Dowdy.
Congratulations. Yeah. Shavonda Eli. Shavonda, congratulations.
Samantha Enriquez. John Esposo.
Congratulations.
Matthew Finney. Sakina Ford.
Gabby Glenwaters. Zach Gomez, magna cum laude. Summa cum laude, Kara Gonzalez. Summa cum laude, and fellowship, Orlando Green.
Logan Harrison. Danielle Hawkins. Katie Haynes.
Justine Hill. We could flip on this one, right? Tamika Hill.
Kyle Hobbs.
I know, right? Andrew Huggins. We get to which one? Who? You can say the first name. I say the last name. Joyce Jackson.
Charles Jenkins.
Ronald Jenkins.
Amanda Johnson.
Celeste Johnson. JJ, James Johnson.
Kayla Johnson.
Alexa, never be on time. Johnson Young. Khalil Jones.
Tristan Jones.
I'll be nice. I already threw her under the bus. All right. Jasmine Kearney.
Graduating cum laude, Diana Ty Keys. Patrick Kimbrough.
Jessica Kravitz.
Graduating magna cum laude, Sean Kuchman.
Jessica Lacey.
Erica Latin Hunter.
Yeah, go ahead. Either one, right? Go ahead. Call it.
Jenny Liendo. Kimberly Love.
Smile, Keish. Come on. Graduating summa cum laude, Keisha Lunsford.
Braden Mason.
Sean Anthony McCormick. Congratulations.
Graduating cum laude, Caitlin McInerney.
Corey McCoy. Oh, look at this. Jeez. I wasn't going to say anything. I might now, though. Beverly McLean.
Stephen Miller. Sierra Munson.
Hey, Thomas Nab. Congratulations. Oh, my goodness. Congratulations. Mark, I'm never leaving Nelson now. Mark Nelson.
Michael Wen. Graduating cum laude, Jasmine Nieves. And she got it. Graduating summa cum laude, John Ormond. What? Oh, I got it. Graduating cum laude, Jessica Pinon Rivera.
Glad that was you. Jessica Pitts.
Jacob Pulios.
Rashad Powell.
Congratulations.
Cody Prater.
Lidra Price Dew. Samuel Ramirez. Taya Rambusek. Katie Rowe. Graduating summa cum laude, Marcia Santos.
Paul Scott.
Lorenzo Sellers. Summa cum laude, David Shoup. Krista Solijinsky. Congratulations. Tawanda Smallwood. Anthony Smith. Trayvon Smith.
Andrew Springfield.
Graduating cum laude, Chris Stevens. Congratulations. Christopher Stokes. Congratulations.
Magna cum laude, Candace Sutton.
Didn't you do that once already? Tyler Swank. Congratulations.
Wendy Teasley.
Graduating summa cum laude, Taylor Tetlak.
Greg Tucker.
Congratulations.
Austin Turner.
Congratulations. You're welcome. Alyssa Walker. Graduating summa cum laude, Diane Walker. Andre Williams. Graduating cum laude, Gabriella Williams. Big Daddy, Jason Williams.
Graduated with Associates of Applied Science and Culinary and Applied Nutrition, summa cum laude, Israel Barickman. Congratulations.
Also with the Associates of Applied Science in Culinary Arts and Applied Nutrition, Renee Cavazos.
Also, again, Associate of Applied Science and Culinary Arts and Applied Nutrition, magna cum laude, Martin Klebowitz.
Also with the Associate of Applied Science and Culinary Arts and Applied Nutrition, Shaniqua Coleman.
We can just say the name, man. Just say the name.
Can I just say the name? The whole thing. Graduating magna cum laude with the Associates of Applied Science and Culinary Arts and Applied Nutrition, Heather Daya.
Wow.
All right. Nazir Diaz.
He did it this time.
Angela Flood. Congratulations. You're his.
Kevin Holland.
Brooke Inman. Angela McFarland. Alexander Medina. Lisa Mercer. Tamisha Mincy. Darren Mock. Marion Nelson. Graduating summa cum laude, Elise Newman. Irma Ortiz. Graduating summa cum laude, Kelly Ramey. Susan Stevens. Reginald Thomas. Elizabeth Vu. Jesse Wallace. This is one of yours, man.
Graduating summa cum laude, Ken Williams.
Graduating with the Diploma in Culinary Arts, Douglas Byron. Shania Cochran. Congratulations. Tori Daniels. You look like a different person today. Congratulations. Nichelle Hakeem. Prince Williams Funjong. And also with the Diploma in Culinary Arts, Trenton Porter. Next time, let's bring a band.
Yeah, I know, because that happened last year, too.
Yeah.
How about it? 211 graduates. And we... Hi.
Make sure I get to the right podium.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are proud to, for the first time, introduce CIV's class of 2018.